Many swan plays in the waters of the Yamuna, and in those waters a splendid golden lotus flower grows. In the middle of the lotus is a golden palace surrounded by 8 petals. On these 8 petals, the 8 principal gopis resides, and in the center, Lord Shyam Sundar and beautiful Srimati Radharani sits on a jewel throne. The great beauty of the divine couple and their charming joking and laughter appears to be constantly swallowing nectar everywhere. Narottam Das says, I pray that this blissful, eternal, transcendental pastime of the divine couple may be always manifest in my heart. This was the bhajan by Narottam Das Thakur. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, thank you so much for accepting our request. And Mataji, there is one request today. In between, you can speak in Hindi also, because we are having some Hindi Bhashi Matajis also.
Okay.
So I don't want them to miss your association and your Amritvani. So Mataji, by your permission, I would like to introduce you for our new joining. Although you don't need any introduction, but then also I want to do this for my own purification. So
I'll speak in Hindi too, but maybe somebody can translate to them meanwhile. Like everything I won't able to do English and Hindi, right?
We have most of the Matajis, they are from Tamil Nadu.
Oh, okay.
So they knows Hindi. So in between, if you speak Hindi, so they are able to understand.
Okay. All right.
Because translation mein Mataji, it will take time, and I don't want you to be late.
Okay.
Mataji, by your permission, can I introduce you for you joining?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandat Pranam. I welcome you all on the behalf of Kanhaiya Vaishnavi Sangha to our weekly Satsanga. And we are very fortunate to welcome Her Grace Amritkeli Mataji, who is a wife of Kritu Maharaj. And we all are very blessed to have her association in the past as well. And Mataji and Maharaj both are disciples of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, and they render wonderful services in the mission of Srila Prabhupada. And they are traveling worldwide, like US, Canada, Middle East, India, and all the major cities, and Kuwait as well. So Mataji, Hare Krishna. Mataji, मैं आप सबको आज इस वैष्णवी संघा, कन्हैया देश वैष्णवी संघा में आप सबका स्वागत करती हूँ। और आज हम लोग का ये बहुत सौभाग्य है कि हम लोगों को हर ग्रेस अमृतकेली माताजी का आशीर्वाद मिल रहा है, और हमें ये मौका मिल रहा है कि हम उनकी अमृतवाणी को श्रवण करके अपने जो जीवन है उसको कृतार्थ करें। और माताजी कृतु महाराज की वाइफ है, और दोनों जन जो है वो प्रभुपाद के डिसाइपल हैं, और हम लोगों का इतना सौभाग्य रहा है कि हमेशा उनकी मर्सी हम लोगों को मिलती रही है यहाँ पे कुवैत में। तो मैं ज्यादा समय नहीं लेते हुए, वी ऑल वेलकम माताजी बाय चैंटिंग वन टाइम हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र एंड वैष्णव प्रणाम मंत्र। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। And today we are going to hear from Mataji on a very important topic, Bhakta Vatsala Bhagwan. Over to you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapradantikam हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणं। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
गुरु माँ क्लास देंगे इंग्लिश में।
हरे कृष्ण। अनन्य में हरे कृष्ण। अनन्यश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जना पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्। तो गर्गाचार्य मुनि थे, वो गीता की कमेंट्री लिख रहे थे, तो उसमें ये श्लोक आया कि योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्। तो आई एम स्पीकिंग इन हिंदी। So this slok came, and then he was thinking that Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. So he crossed that, and then he says, I am by someone, I do this, not direct. Something like that he wrote. And then he went for taking bath. And meanwhile, he went to take a bath, and then Krishna and Balram came as a small boys and with the coward, and they bought all those fruits and vegetables and everything and give it to his wife. And they said that your Pati Dev Gargacharya sent all this for you to cook. So then she started cooking, and they went inside, and he saw that Yogakshemam Vahamyaham, that was crossed. So he just put it again, that Yogakshemam Vahamyaham means मैं खुद भार उठाता हूँ, किसी से नहीं उठवाता हूँ. So वो change कर दिया. Then she cooked and feed Krishna and Balram prasadam, and then they left. And then Gargacharya came, and then Gargacharya saw that he went in after taking bath. He came back and he saw inside. He went and he saw that the sloka is changed. And then he asked who bought all this food and everything. And then his wife says, two boys came and they gave all this food, and one was white and one was little blackish. And then Gargacharya feels so bad that Krishna Khud came to prove this sloka. And he told his wife, you are so lucky that you have a darshan of Krishna Balram. I didn't have that darshan, and you feed them. So you are very lucky. So this Krishna proved that Yogakshemam Vahamyaham, मैं भार उठाता हूँ. So that is his mercy. Krishna is very merciful. He always helps the devotees. He is Bhakta Vatsal. Today I will do some sloka too, and then I will go to different stories. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chaduskrutam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Bhagwan, there is an English translation. To deliver the pious and to inhalates the nescience, miscreant, as well as to establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. फिर दूसरा श्लोक है, समोहम सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेष्यसि न प्रिय ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि तेषु चाप्यहम्. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend in him. This is like in here he says that for everyone I am same, but whoever does the devotion to me, they are in me and I am in there. तो यहाँ कह रहे हैं कि सेवा करनी चाहिए. सेवा करने से भगवान को सब सेम लगते हैं, लेकिन जो सेवा करते हैं वो मेरे में रहते हैं और मैं उनमें रहता हूँ. जैसे एक माता होती है, उसके 5 पुत्र होते हैं, लेकिन वो छोटे वाले पुत्र को ज्यादा ये करती है क्योंकि वो माता पे ज्यादा डिपेंड करता है. उसी तरह भगवान के भक्त भगवान की सेवा करते हैं तो भगवान उनमें रहते हैं और वो भगवान में रहते हैं. अपि चेत्सु दुराचार भजते माम् अनन्यभाक् साधुरेव समन्तव्य सम्यक् व्यवस्थितो हि सः. Even if one commits the most obedient action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. Sipram bhavati dharmatma sasvachanti nigacchati kaunteya pratijanehi name bhakta pranashyati. He quickly becomes religious and attain lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perish. Tesam satayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I gave them understanding by which they can come to me. So tesam satati yukta नाम जो हमेशा मेरी constantly भक्ति करते हैं, तो serving me with love, we have to do service with love and devotion. So then I understanding by which they came to me, and then they come to me. That's what Krishna is saying. That in 9th chapter, Krishna is saying that Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. We have to do devotional service 24 hours. Krishna is very, now I'm going to do some stories, I think. Krishna is very merciful to all the devotees. There is a story about Gajraj. He was in difficulty and he was calling Krishna so badly. So Krishna hears that and he feels so bad that he wants to reach as soon as possible. So when he was coming, there will be some servant who will put the paduka on his feet. Then Krishna avoided that. He didn't want it. He came barefoot. And then he was going on the Garudas. And then Krishna didn't wait to that somebody can help him to go up. He went by himself. And he was not even sitting properly. He was thinking, as soon as I reach, I want to help him. This is one South Indian Kavi wrote this. And then Krishna reached there and right away he tries and help Hathi, elephant, because he was so much pain. So Krishna cannot tolerate. When devotees are in pain and if they call Krishna, Krishna doesn't want to wait even a second. He runs for that devotees and he helps. Even Draupadi, she was trying to protect herself so she was trying to protect herself. And then she find out that it's not in my hand. So she puts her hand up and she says, hey Govind, hey Gopal. So Krishna was taking prasadam and all of a sudden he didn't eat and he get up and he start running. So Rukmini asked, what happened? He says, my devotees are calling me, I cannot wait. So Krishna runs and comes and helps Draupadi. And one time Krishna had some cut in his finger and all the queen, they run to get some cloth to put it on Krishna's finger because the blood was running. And Draupadi, she pulled her sari, she cut her sari and then she put it on Krishna's finger. So Krishna didn't forget. In that sari, whatever thread was there, 9,999. So that much sari Krishna is giving Draupadi when she needed. So that much merciful Krishna is. He doesn't keep anything. If you worship him, if you give him something, he always returns in abundant. So we should always ask for devotional service to Krishna because Krishna has everything. We cannot give him anything. All we can give him is our love and devotion to Krishna. So that's what we should always give. This deity worship should be bhav-rup, not bhar-rup, not like mechanical, oh, I have to do this, so I'm doing. No, when can I do it? When can I bathe Krishna? When can I dress him? We have to be eager to serve Krishna. So Krishna sees our devotion and he reciprocates. So we should always be eager to serve him. Because in this material world, doesn't matter how much you serve someone, they don't appreciate. They all are like a swarthi. They see their swarth first. But Krishna and Guru, they are very merciful. Even when you do little bit, they never forget. So we have to remember, outside we have to tell everybody, I love you, I love you. But inside you should be only attached to Krishna because he is our best friend. Wherever we go, he comes with us. He doesn't see that, oh, you took this birth, I can't come. He's always with us. So he's our best friend. So we should always remember him. Prabhupada says, never forget him and always remember him. That's the main thing in devotional service. And he says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaishyami ma sucha. Krishna says, I'll deliver you. He's like tesam satata yuktanam bhajatam pritibho. Jaise mrityu sansara sagarat. He just delivers you from this birth, death, old age, and disease. Like in Ramchandra's pastime, Ramchandra is asking Kevat that how much I have to pay you. So he says, I am crossing you with this boat. In नाव से मैं आपको क्रॉस कर रहा हूँ. वैसे आप मुझे भवसागर से क्रॉस करना. हम दोनों का बिजनेस एक ही है. तो जब मैं आपके मृत्यु के बाद मुझे भवसागर से आप क्रॉस कर देना. ये मेरी ये है. ये मुझे आपको पे करना है. So Ramchandra was saying Hare Krishna. So Sita Rani was giving him a ring and he didn't took. He says, no, I don't want to take anything because we both have the same business, crossing people over. So Navik cannot take anything from another Navik. So even Ramchandra, he is very merciful to Vibhishan. He killed Ravana and then he got the Rajya, Lanka. So he gave it to Vibhishan. So he's very merciful. And Ramchandra was telling Hanuman that I cannot repay you. You did so much devotional service. What can I give you? So he says he cannot repay you. Same thing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying to Jagadananda Pandit. He says, मैं सन्यासी हूँ मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं है आपको देने के लिए, बस मेरा ये शरीर है, तो ये मेरा शरीर है, उसको आप बेच सकते हो और आपको जो करना है कर सकते हो। सो चैतन्य महाप्रभु इज वेरी मर्सीफुल। ही सेइंग आई एम सन्यासी, मैं भिक्षुक हूँ, मेरे पास कुछ नहीं है देने लायक, तो और मैं इतना ही दे सकता हूँ कि मेरा शरीर आपको दे सकता हूँ कि आपने इतनी कृपा की मेरे पे, इतना डिवोशनल सर्विस से, तो मैं क्या दे सकता हूँ आपको। जैसे रामचंद्र भी कहते हैं हनुमान को कि आई कैन नॉट repay you. And same thing Krishna is saying to gopis, that I cannot repay you. You did so much for me. Birth after birth, even I cannot repay you. So Lord sees all this devotion. Even when they was building us, when they have so much Bhakta Vatsalya. So when Ramchandra was building a bridge and Hanuman was bringing big stone, so he's telling Gilari that you move from here, you just taking very little. So Ramchandra chastises him. He says, how can you do that? She does for whatever she can do, and you do whatever you can do. So for me, both of you are same. So Krishna sees our devotion. He doesn't see how much we do, but he sees our ability, how much we can do. So that's how Ramchandra chastised Hanuman. So we have to see the devotees who are serving Krishna. So we should try to help them, or we should never pull their legs. And we should be happy. We should not be envious. If you become envious, that's not right. Then you will go down in your devotional service. So we have to be very careful that we always appreciate devotees and glorify devotees, glorify Krishna. So we have to glorify Guru, Krishna, and devotees. Then we will be always happy. But when we don't do this, then we will be in Maya. आवाज आ रही है? Yeah. So here Krishna does all different things with different devotees. Bhishmadev told Krishna, he says, I will make you take the weapon. So he was fighting so badly. So some arrow was going on Krishna and some arrow was going on Arjuna. And Krishna couldn't tolerate. He get down and he took the wheel of the chariot and he was running towards Bhishma Pita. And then Bhishma Pita understood. Then Bhishma Pita got happy that, oh, he broke his promise. And Krishna doesn't care when it comes to saving devotees. He was trying to save Arjuna. So he even broke the promise. So that's merciful Krishna is. And then when Bhishma Pita was leaving his body, Krishna goes there personally and stand in front of him, because Bhishma Pita's desire was that my buddhi, my intelligence, मैं उनको आपको देता हूँ. So Krishna goes there and gives darshan, and Bhishma Pita leaves his body. So he is very merciful. He helps all the devotees. So he helped Bhishma Pita. He helped Uttara Mataji when the Brahmastra came in her womb, and she came, Prahimam, she goes to Krishna, and then Krishna runs to he gives the Sudarshan and saves the Parikshit Maharaj. And Parikshit Maharaj saw that, and he was always looking for that person. Krishna goes in the womb too to save him. So he always looking that person. That's why his name is Parikshit. And then when we are in the womb, we pray to Krishna so hard that when can I come out, Krishna? And when I come out, I will never forget you. I will always remember you. We promise Krishna, but when we come out, we see our parents and all relatives, and then we learn this is mine and this is yours. And then Krishna goes away. We cannot remember Krishna that much. But by Krishna's mercy, we got Prabhupada. So we try remembering Krishna, we are serving Krishna. So if we didn't met Prabhupada in this human form of life is very rare that we get. And then we got Prabhupada in our life. Even if we didn't get Prabhupada in our life, then our life will be wasted. But Prabhupada is so merciful. He delivers so many people by his Bhagavad Gita to so many devotees in Russia. They are serving Krishna just by reading, and they start worshipping, and they do Mangala Arati, 450 devotees in Mangala Arati. So by all these books, Prabhupada books is very important. We should distribute. So by reading, people can become devotee. All the devotees, they become devotee by meeting them, reading books, association. So we got this nice mercy of Prabhupada and Krishna. So now we have to give it to others, because if we keep it ourselves, that's miser. We have to distribute. Anyone you meet, you give them book, yeah, you give them prasad, and when you go out, over there must be hard. But in India, we can put the tilak. So Prabhupada says, when you go out, you have to wear a police dress. When police goes out, he wears his police dress, then everybody knows he's a police. So same way we put tilak, sari and everything, japa. Then when people sees us, they says, Hare Krishna Mataji. Just by our dress, we remembering them to say Krishna. Even when they say Krishna one time, they can burn all the impious activities. So Prabhupada says we have to always be in devotee dress as much as we can. So even by dress we can preach. So somehow or other we have to preach about Krishna, because Krishna is so Bhakta Vatsal. He gets so happy when you talk about him or preach about him or distribute his books, because everybody is his sons and daughters. So when they read, they go back to him. So Krishna gets happy that, oh, my son and daughter are coming back. So whoever doing preaching, Krishna gets very happy at them, that at least they're doing good thing. So somehow or other we have very little time in this Kali Yuga. So we should not waste it. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says his desire is wherever he goes, he remember Krishna and preach about Krishna. So that's what we're supposed to do. Always remember Krishna. And Yudhishthir Maharaj, he helped Yudhishthir Maharaj. Arjun, he was always helping Arjun. He became his chariot driver. Premane vasathai jai, valo maro, premane vasathai jai. So Arjun, prem ke bas Arjuna ratha ke bhul gaye thakurai. He was like a Tribhuvan Pati, but he did chariot of Krishna, of Arjuna. And Arjuna was telling him, go this way and go that way. So even with your feet, you have to do that. And Krishna is so kind. He was driving his chariot in the Yuddha. So Bhagwan sometimes forgets that he is a supreme personality of Godhead. When he sees his devotees, he just serves the devotees, and devotee serves Krishna. Is like a reciprocation. So Narsi Mehta, for Narsi Mehta, Krishna came 52 times for different reasons. So because Narsi Mehta, his mind was always with him. So Krishna says, मेरे भक्तों के हृदय में मैं रहता हूँ और भक्त मेरे हृदय में रहते हैं. So there is a reciprocation between devotee and him. So there is a bhajan. Prana thaki mune Vaishnava Arani Saene Gaure Lakshmi Jiyar ઢાંગના મારી પણ મારા સંતની દાસી રે. પ્રાણ થકી મુને વૈષ્ણવ અહરની સૈને गाऊं रे. सो भगवान कहते हैं कि मुझे प्राण से भी मेरे भक्त बहुत प्रिय है. सो ऑलवेज Sudama when he goes to Dwarka, he takes some cheap rice for Krishna and he's hiding. He doesn't want to give. He says it's very cheap to give to Krishna. But then Krishna pulls it and then Krishna starts taking one bite and he gives all facility to Sudama. And then when he took second bite and then he gave all, like there's a 3 lokas, so he gave 2 to Sudama. And then he was taking third, and then Lakshmi ji says, please stop, this is for us, we need some remnants. Because Lakshmi ji was saying, if you take this third one, then we have to become a dasi at Sudama's house. So Krishna is that merciful. Krishna is thinking that, oh, Sudama didn't have anything to eat for their kids or him, and he's still giving me. So how can I not give it to him? Whatever I have, I should give it to him. That's what he was telling Lakshmi. So Krishna is like a very kind, very reciprocate. Whenever you give little, he gives so much. So we have to always ask him, Krishna, please give me your devotion and attachment to your lotus feet. So when we get attached to his lotus feet, then this Bhav Sagar तरना बहुत easy हो जाता है. So आगे कहते हैं वो song में, अमरीश राजा मुने अति गानो वालो दुर्वासाए मन भंग की दूरे मैं मारू अभी मान त्याजीने चक्र सुदर्शन वारी लिधुरे प्राण थकी मुने वैष्णव अहरणी सैने गौरे. So even Durvasa was very not nice to Amrish Maharaj. He was a devotee. Amrish Maharaj was a devotee. And he just drank only water. He didn't eat. And he took permission from Brahmins that can I do that? And then that he takes some hair and took out some demonies. And then she was going to kill Amrish Maharaj. So Krishna cannot tolerate. He threw his Sudarshan Chakra behind Durvasa. And Durvasa is running everywhere for protection. Meru Parvat, and then he goes to Brahma, and he goes to Shiva, and he goes everywhere. Even he goes to Vishnu. And Vishnu says, Aham Bhakta Paradino. मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, मैं भक्त से पराधीन हूँ. मारा रे बांध्या वैष्णव छोड़े वैष्णवे बांध्या मैं नव छूटे रे एक बार वैष्णव मुने बांधे तो ते बंधन में नव टूटे रे. Then Krishna is saying that if some devotee binds me, I cannot get away. But if I bind devotee, they can get away from it. So you have to go to Amrish Maharaj for his forgiveness. So then Durvasa goes there and he asks Amrish Maharaj, please forgive me. And he goes, put his head on his lotus feet, and then Amrish Maharaj picks him up and he says, it's okay. And then he forgives him. Then Durvasa says, thank you very much. You are so kind that you forgive me. So devotees are always merciful. They are not not envious or anything. They are always merciful. So we have to take a shelter of devotees, and devotee gives shelter too. So we have to always worship the devotees and Krishna and Guru. So by that we can become Krishna conscious. And then Krishna gave mercy to gopis. They call gopis, and gopi comes leaving their husbands and children and everything. And then middle of the ras dance, he goes away. So gopi, the two sides of gopi, they get together and looking for Krishna. So when it comes to Krishna, they forget that they are different part of gopis. So then Krishna comes back. So gopis are very, they was getting little, they was thinking that, oh, we are so lucky. So Krishna leaves them. And then Radharani, he took Radharani, and then Radharani thinks like that I am so lucky. So he leaves even Radharani. So Krishna doesn't like if somebody gets proud. He always, doesn't matter who it is, Krishna cuts that proud. So we have to get rid of our proud, because Krishna doesn't like. Even Jatayu and Sudarshan and everyone, he just gives them a lesson. So we have to be very careful in our devotion that we don't get puffed up. We have to be humble. Krishna likes humble people. When you are humble, Krishna loves it. So we have to be always humble, and we always want to serve Vaishnavas. When we serve Vaishnava, we get their mercy, and then Krishna gets happy. Because for Krishna, they are all his sons and daughters. So it doesn't matter he is a big Vaishnava or a small Vaishnava. Vaishnava is Vaishnava. And Krishna, when the Yuddha was going on, and then Bhishmapita has some bow, and then Krishna goes with Draupadi in the morning and says to Draupadi, go pay obeisances to Bhishmapita. And then Bhishmapita in the dark didn't see Draupadi. He just put her hand on her head and says, Akhanda Saubhagyavati Bhava. So she got a blessing from Bhishmapita. And then he asked, ask me some boon. So she says, I want 5 arrows from your arrows. And then he says, go inside and take. But then she didn't know which one. Then Krishna was telling her before that I'll become a fly, green fly, and I'll sit on those arrows, and you take those 5 arrows. So that's how Draupadi took all the arrows. So Pandava was sleeping, but Krishna was up with Draupadi. Even when Duryodhan goes to Gandhari to get all iron, whole body iron. So he was going Vastrahin. So Krishna took a form of a Brahman. He says, where are you going? He says, I'm going to go see my mother. He said, how can you go to see your mother with no clothes? At least you put some leaves clothes around your waist. So then he goes like that, and then Gandhari opens her eyes and she sees that, oh my God, what did you did? Why did you put this on? And then that part doesn't become iron. So then Bhima kills by hitting him there. He didn't know, but Krishna gives him some idea that hit him here. So that's how Krishna always protects his devotees. Even Rukmini was asking, how come you loving Arjuna so much? He says, I'll show you. One time Arjuna was sleeping and his hair was wet. So Krishna start wiping, and from that hair it was coming, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. You can hear. So he told Rukmini that, see, even he's sleeping, he's chanting my name. So how can I not love him? So Krishna sees all this and he reciprocates with the devotee. He doesn't forget. Even for killing Jayadratha, Krishna Arjun promised that if I don't kill Jayadratha until Suryasta, I'll kill myself and I'll go in the fire. So Krishna prays to Yogamaya and says, put the sun looking like a Suryasta, but it's not Suryasta. Like he put his Sudarshan Chakra and then it become like a Suryasta. And then everybody thinks, oh, Suryasta, Suryasta. So then Jayadratha coming out, and he comes out to see that now Arjun is going to go in the fire. And Arjun was doing parikrama to go in the fire. And then he told Yogamaya that put the sun up. And then the sun come up, and then Krishna says, Arjun, Arjun, look, Surya is still there. Kill him, kill him. And then he kills the Jayadratha. So how he protects the devotees. Every time there is something, he protects. When Draupadi had a problem feeding all those Durvasa's Sishyas, 10,000, because Duryodhana told them to go there. Then Krishna goes there. She calls Krishna and goes there. And he says, give me something to eat. And then Draupadi said, that's my problem. I don't have anything to eat. And he says, give me your pot. And then he finds some spinach and he ate. And then everybody feels full. And then Durvasa, all sisters, they run away because they thought if we go now, then they will feed us and what we're going to eat. So see, that's how Krishna solved the problem. Because Duryodhana wanted them to be in trouble, but when Krishna is in your side, nobody can do anything. So we have to depend on Krishna. It doesn't matter what happens, Hari Ichha, Hari Krupa. So if you depend, then Krishna always, you have to say, Krishna, I am yours. And then Krishna is always with you and he takes care of you. Krishna is always acts like a Pandava's servant. Every time there is some difficulty, he goes like a Santi Dut servant. He goes for asking for Santi, but Duryodhana doesn't like Santi. He said, give five villages. He said, no, I won't give even the land of a needle. So then there is a yuddha, and then Duryodhana asked him for prasadam. So Krishna doesn't go because he's going to offer chappan bhog, but no devotion. So he doesn't go. Krishna goes where there is a devotion. So he goes to Vidura, and Vidura's wife, she's take out the inside part of kela banana and giving the leaves, and Krishna still eats with so much devotion because she was giving with devotion. So when Vidura comes and he says, what are you doing? And then Krishna says to Vidura, why you did that? She was giving me with so much devotion and I was eating with so much devotion. Why did you broke? So Krishna sees our devotion. Doesn't matter what you give, he reciprocates. So even Sabri, she ate some boar, testing that is it sour or not. So Ramchandra ne wo khaya. He sees the devotion that she's looking for all different boar that it should not be khatta for my Ram. So that's what happens. Sabri's guru told her that one day Ram will come to your house. For 10,000 years, she waited for Ram to come to his house, her house. She was cleaning the outside of her house and bringing those boar every day. And Ram didn't come. The next day she does same thing. She has so much dheeraj, dhairya. Kitna dhairya tha कि 10,000 years तक वो ऐसे किया. And then Ramchandra thought, I have to go there. And then Ramchandra comes there and she feeds him. And then in front of him, she leaves her body. So we have to have patience in our devotion. And Mother Yasoda, she binds Krishna. Krishna is a Tribhuvan Pati, but by love, he gets bind up. He sees his mother is tired collecting ropes, so then he gets bind up. And he cries like a small boy. His mascara goes down. Kunti has an ascharya that Tribhuvan Pati, and here mother bind him and he is crying. So he just binds up with his love with Jasoda Maya. And Krishna, when he was playing with the boys, he drank all the fires. He told the boys, lie down and close your eyes. And he drank all the fire. So he always saves the cowherd boys in any difficulty, like all the Rakshasas and everything. So that is his pastime, saving the cowherd boys. And he was so merciful to Prahlad Maharaj, because Prahlad Maharaj was totally 100% dependent on Krishna. In any difficulty, he depended on Krishna. He didn't complain, Krishna, why is this and why is that? Whatever it came, he just depend on him. And then Krishna took care of him. So we have to depend on Krishna in any condition. Krishna took Varaha Rup to protect earth and to kill Hiranyaksha. For Narsimeta, his daughter's mother-in-law, she said to Narsimeta, he went to her house and he said, they said for Mameru or something, he went there. And she said, if you are a devotee, then I'll do exam for you. She put a very hot water, and then she told him, take a bath. Then Narsimeta, he just sang the name of Lord, and he was going to take a bath. And then so much rain came, so water got very cold. So because he was depending on Krishna, he didn't worry. So Krishna took care of him. And one time some boys came to his house. No, the boys was outside, and one person, he says, where can I go? Who is a rich person here who can write a hundi? So the boys was jokingly says to Narsimeta, go to Narsimeta's house. So he went to Narsimeta's house and he wrote the hundi, and he wrote Samarsa Seth. He wrote name of Samarsa Seth. And then in Dwarka, they supposed to get. So when he went to Dwarka, that person, and asking everybody, who is Samarsa Seth, who is Samarsa Seth? So he couldn't find anywhere, but out of the town, outside there is one person, Samarsa Seth, he found. And then he gave him money. So Krishna became a Samarsa Seth. So every time Narsimeta promised something, Krishna does that. So for 52 times, Krishna came for him in this material world. Madhvendra Puri, he gave him a darshan 3 times. Madhvendra Puri was in the Govardhan, and then I think Srinathji was under the Govardhan hill somewhere. So he comes in his dream and he said, take me out. So then he takes it out, and then he gives him dream that I'm so hot, so I need some chandan, sandalwood. So go get me sandalwood. So he goes to Radha Gopinath, Khirchor Gopinath, Remuna Dam. So he goes to Remuna, and then over there he sees Radha Gopinath. They offer kheer. So when he saw that kheer, he thought maybe I can make same kind of kheer for my Gopal. So he wanted to test it. But then he feels so bad that how, before Krishna eat, how can I think that I want to taste it? So he left. He goes to the market. And then at the night, Krishna saves one bowl of sweet for him. And he says to Pujari, I saved the sweet. So Pujari sees and he saw one. And he says, go to the marketplace and call Madhvendra Puri, and give this kheer to him. So that Pujari goes there and gives it to Madhvendra Puri. And then Madhvendra Puri took even the pot, it's a clay pot. So he took with it. And he left as soon as he can, because he says otherwise everybody will think that, oh, for him Krishna saved. He didn't wanted that his glorification, so he left. So that time he gave him a darshan. Then when he came back, he says, offer all this chandan to Gopinath, because between me and him there is no difference. So then he gives all the chandan to him. So that's how always Krishna, 3 times he gave him a darshan. So Krishna is very merciful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Sanatana Goswami that all my devotees went to Vrindavan. They are very poor. They don't have anything. They have only kantha, godari, wo be broken. So he tells Sanatana Goswami, please give them shelter and take care of them. So how merciful Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving this example, giving him to take care of his devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always worries about his devotees. One time Sanatana Goswami wanted to leave his body, because he has so much disease and smell coming out. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was hugging him and he didn't like it. So he was going to leave his body, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, oh, you want to leave his body? This body is not yours. This body belongs to me. Why are you leaving? You don't have any right to leave this body. This body is mine, and I have to do so much thing from this body. So please don't leave your body. So thank you very much. If you have any question or anything, you can ask.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Make us understand and to enlightening us on the very important topic, Bhakta Vatsal Bhagwan. And and you narrated this pastimes very nicely, Mataji, from Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Chaitanya Leela. So we are very grateful to you, Mataji, and it was very short notice.
I know, but I try my best.
With your association, and feeling so blessed, Mataji, whenever I am in front of you. And we are very grateful to you and Param Puja Kritu Maharaj Ji. We always need your guidance, Mataji.
He wrote one book, Bhakta Vatsal Bhagwan. So it didn't come out. It didn't come out yet, but it will come out soon.
So we'll again, Mataji will read that book. And this is actually Mataji's causes mercy on us and yours.
He wrote marriage book too, marriage. Secret marriage.
Okay, Mataji. So we need some
maybe
Kanhaiya Dish, Mataji, and we'll be
sure.
with you for my own verification. So if any Matajis are having question, whether English or Hindi, they can raise their hand.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't do much about Hindi and English, a little bit.
So, Mataji.
I tried.
तो किसी की भी कोई प्रश्न है तो अपने मतलब अपने आप को अनम्यूट करके वो प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं.
I don't know. I did all these stories. I didn't know what to say.
No, it was very nice to hear this pastimes, Mataji, and that also from the Srimukha of pure devotees like you. So, Mataji, I have one question. So, actually, मेरा प्रश्न ये है कि Mataji, sometimes we are getting so much mercy, so much. It's like you mentioned in your class also. कि हमें भगवान को शरणागति लेके we have to approach Krishna, and whenever we call Krishna, and that surrenderness is required, that purity is required, and as you mentioned that name, fame, and pujala pratishtha should be not there. And we heard in many lectures, Mataji, these things are very shushma anarthas, जो हमारे death bed तक हमारे पास रहती है. So sometimes, Mataji, we are getting so much causeless mercy, and then also we are not able to realize that, and we are not able to act as per that. तो इस चीज को कैसे हम ले सकते हैं, माताजी, कि हमें इतनी कृपा मिल रही है और फिर भी हम उतना नहीं कर पा रहे हैं जितना हमें करना चाहिए, और ये बार बार सुनने के बाद भी हम लोग उस चीज को नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं.
We have to pray to Krishna that please give me intelligence so I can understand more and more, and I get more and more association. So all we have to do is pray to Krishna and he will give us intelligence somehow or other. That's what I will say. And he listens our prayers. So maybe somebody will explain you.
Shyam Sundari Mataji, you can ask your question directly to Mataji. Mataji, you can unmute yourself. Are you there, Mataji? Mataji, Shirisha Mataji, she is asking that those books name which you mentioned, Mataji, Maharaji Nili.
He wrote, he wrote 11 books. Sadhu Sang, Maya Ki Mar, Man Ki Manmani, Ekadasi, Tulsi, और अभी आएगी भक्त वत्सल भगवान, और Secret Marriage already there, and Guru Shishya, Kam Krodh Lobh Moh Matsarya, whatever. Yeah, some books he is writing and some is already there. Marriage already came out, Secret Marriage. So if you need some time, you just tell me your name and where to stand and how much, you know. So one devotee who is taking care, she can send Aradhika.
Thank you, Mataji. We'll let you know. Mataji, during lecture you mentioned कि when we are getting this Krishna Prem, Krishna Bhakti, तो हमें अपनी तक ही नहीं रखना चाहिए. We have to distribute. And now you mentioned Maharaji, he wrote 11 books. So I just got remember हमेशा कहते हैं each Prabhupada, he used to tell each one preach one. But Maharaj कहते हैं each one preach 11.
Right.
तो महाराज जी ने तो means पतितों का उद्धार किया है परम पूज्य कृतु महाराज ने और आपने. तो I think so Mataji did. Mataji, they don't have any question क्योंकि आप इतने प्रेम से समझाती हैं Mataji. तो जैसे बद्ध जीव, हम जैसे बद्ध जीव हैं, we are able to understand what is Krishna Prem, how to approach Krishna, and what to approach Krishna and his devotees. So thank you so much, Mataji, and near future also. Appreciation, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Okay.
So, Mataji will thank you. We all thank Mataji by chanting one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and Vaishnav Pranam Mantra. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.